Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Make sure my mic is up here. All right. So, I have a few things to say tonight, and I want to put this out here. First and foremost, permission is not given to record or restream this or any of my content. All rights are reserved. Do not do it. I have these harassers who are taking all my content and picking it apart and using it to further harass and dox me. Stop it. It's ridiculous. So, I have a few things to say, and I will be right back with a few things to tell you and show you.
Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their Alrighty. Okay, so I'm really getting sick of this. Really, really getting sick of this. I don't think that people understand unless it happened to them. But I cannot go one day without this doxing bullshit going further and further and further. The lies about me going further and further and further. I mean, you would think that I put out autopsy pics or did something vile or illegal. Come on now. Come on. I haven't done anything wrong to any victim or family. I haven't. Now, I'm going to say this one more time for people, especially the people in the back who just don't seem to get it. They don't understand the definition of doxing. Bluebird, get out of my chat. Just leave. Seriously, leave. So, revealing information about a person on YouTube that they themselves have not disclosed, such as your full name or where you live, which is both in my case,
That is doxing, and it is a privacy violation under the terms of service, community guidelines. It is also harassment. Hey, Truth Finder, how are you? Hi, Abracadabra, how are you? The hubbub is continued doxing and harassment after I've asked multiple times for people to just leave me the hell alone. I put up some community posts on my second channel to show that I'm willing to fight back, but I don't want to fight. I don't want this continued back and forth BS. I don't. This started like a month and a half, 2 months ago with a lie about me that was spread. And then they snaked their way into my friend circle and ruined everything. And it has to stop. If you don't like me, cool. You don't have to recruit other people to not like me. And yeah, the Sonia bullshit was just bullshit. She didn't share all the emails. I have all of them, including the ones that she did not share. I'm not a snake who goes out sharing private emails and text messages, but I might have to go ahead and release the rest of those to show everybody that she's the one who was lying. She's the one who was lying, not me. I don't freaking lie. I have made mistakes. Yes, absolutely. I have made mistakes. When I have made mistakes, I not only profusely, honestly, and just publicly apologize and feel like shit when I've made a mistake, but I retract. I put out apology videos. I do everything that I can to make my mistakes right. If I had done anything wrong, if I had done any of these things that these people are stupidly accusing me of, I would admit it, I would apologize, and I would make it right. I would. That alone should tell you, based on my own history on YouTube of being willing to own up to my mistakes and honestly apologize, should show you that I'm backed into a corner and I really don't know what to do, y'all. I really don't. Okay. But again, if you're putting out information about somebody because you doxed them, I have the clip where Voice for the Voiceless lady actually admitted that she's the one who took my photo, one of my photos that I'd shared on my community tab or something, and reverse image searched it on Google and found my old LinkedIn account that had my name on it, and then started all this web searching and found this old irrelevant video that meant absolutely nothing and put it out there, making all kinds of false claims about me that I had assaulted a Black man. Do you know how offensive and wrong that is? And absolutely false? First of all, don't you already know that? I mean, I was there, I was in it. Do you not think that I saw the articles and news clips? Don't you think I got phone calls from my friends like, what are you going to do anything about this? And I'm like, hell yeah, I already called law enforcement. We went in there, we showed them the whole video. The video that these idiots have put out isn't the whole video. That was one little short clip that they put out and twisted it around and claimed that a bunch of racists assaulted him, which was not true. We showed everything voluntarily to law enforcement. And they're like, oh, yeah, there's nothing here. I never even got a phone call after that. I went to them myself. If there's a problem, I will go to the source and say, hey, here I am. Have I done something wrong? Tell me. I want to know if I did something wrong. I want to make it right. That is who I am. So, yeah, Chuck, I've tried. Every time I try to take a breath, I can't even go 12 hours now. I can't even go to sleep and wake up without 2 or 3 more lives or videos about me with this additional doxing information that they're doing on me and my family. They have doxed me all the way down to my deceased parents, y'all. You got no business touching my family's private business and then going on YouTube and talking about it and lying about it. How dare you, Avery? How dare you, Eve? How dare you, Voices? It's disgusting. I've never gone real life on anybody on here. And believe me, I could have. I could have. But that's not me. I'm not vile. I don't care if I don't like you. I still respect your privacy and your dignity. And that's what I even said to the person. Look, I have respected your privacy and your dignity, and you still do it anyway. And apparently that pissed them off. So then they played the whole thing showing my name and where I live. Just because I said, hey, I don't do this kind of behavior. Can you stop? Can you just stop and you take a breath? Take a break from it? People don't understand this can be a very serious thing when you dox somebody. It is harassment. It doesn't matter how you found the information, whether you reversed imaged one of our photos on YouTube, or some ex-friend comes to you and tells you, oh, here's her name because we used to be friends on YouTube, or on Facebook. Looking at you, Avery. I made the mistake of giving a couple of people my Facebook early on, and those people now are sharing all my information. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I haven't shared any of their full names or where they live, and it's all right there on Facebook. You're not supposed to go real life. When did going real life become okay? Because it's me? Because they don't like me? Everybody's just okay with it? You're just going to take some short video that they put out that doesn't even show what actually happened and not ask follow-up questions, not look at the other news articles out there that explain the truth of that situation and that nothing happened from it? Did you know that if me or the other lady who had lightly touched him on his arm to try to get his attention because he was screaming through a bullhorn, did you know that if there was anything illegal about that, it wouldn't have been assault? It would have been a simple battery. But it wasn't even that. It was nothing. But they still play that video repeatedly, calling us racist and claiming that I assaulted him, claiming that I chanted USA, USA. And on the video itself, you can see I'm just standing there. I wasn't chanting anything. I didn't throw water on that man. I didn't do anything. I tried to get his attention and offer him our mic. If you want to talk, we're letting people talk. Will you talk to me for a minute? What's going on, sir? I was being very nice to him. It's just creepy that somebody has actually made a YouTube channel and put that video out doxing my name and location and making fun of how I looked in it. That was the beginning of my journey for my diagnosis. I was having a hard time walking. My weight was going up and down. It was a very bad time for me health-wise, but I didn't know what was going on with me. I could turn my camera on right now if my hair wasn't such a damn mess and show you I don't look like that. You guys have seen me on camera. It's just so ugly. Women attacking other women for their looks. What is wrong with you? There's some really great women on here who are huge physically. So what? We all know women of all sizes, age, shapes, colors that are wonderful people. How dare you disrespect somebody because of how they look? That is really low. Now, I'm going to share a little more private information with you guys than I should because, that's who I am. But you need to understand this is serious. Okay? I have previously stated that I have minor children in my home who would be at risk from an offender if people doxed me. And that is why I have never disclosed my last name or specifically where I live. I have that right to my privacy. I have only ever said, my name's Debbie, I live in Oklahoma. Everything else that I've shared is very general. I haven't spoken the names of my children, my grandchildren, or my parents, my family, nor have I disclosed where we live. This is for very good reason, so pay attention. The offender that I've spoken of, and I have actually talked about this on a previous live that I'm about to tell you all about, the offender that I'm speaking of, has been searching for me for years. We had to move because they got too close. If they now locate me, a child in my home will be at risk for kidnapping because that offender made public and documented statements that they would do that because they had been barred from our lives for very good reason. And I don't need to go further than that. You need to use your little noggins and figure it out. Okay? I shouldn't have to be telling anybody of this, any of this. I hope it penetrates some hearts and minds, though, for real. Previously, when another YouTuber threatened to dox me and my grandchildren, I did a live and I pleaded with her not to, telling her, hey, that would seriously put my family at risk. She backed off. She backed off. We never spoke of each other again. We went our separate ways. She understood. I couldn't believe it, but she actually left me alone. I left her alone. She's one of those channel trolls that, she does that often with people. And I let her know, hey, with me, please don't do that. Please. She was trying to make me like her new target for no reason whatsoever. Just, it was dumb. But she said she was going to dox me. And I literally pled with her not to. And she stopped. Why can't these other people just stop? All right. So, to those who have now put my family at risk in the present, I am asking you one last time to please, not for me. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. You can make fun of me all day long, but you don't have to dox me. You don't have to dox me. Yeah, that's exactly what I figured a person like you, Chris, would say. I will let your comment sit there and let you show your own ass. All right? I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, and this was before what happened to me and my loved one. So just sit down, open your ears, have a little humanity, Chris. I know it's really hard for you, but try. Really try. So, I've had people tell me, well, if you don't like it, just leave YouTube. No, that is neither fair nor right. Harassers should not have that kind of power to get rid of someone that they see as YouTube competition or somebody they just don't like. That's stupid. That is wrong. I have seen some really great YouTube people leave the platform over this, and they had good channels. They had good true crime channels who didn't, um, you know, attack victims and families. They just put out facts. They have the exact same damn channel content that I do. I don't have any freaking tragedy pimp type material on my channel. In fact, I have material calling out tragedy pimps. I'm going to get into that in just a second. I have not done what these harassers have claimed that I've done. I have never scammed anybody. I never kept any money that was owed to anybody, nor have I ever done anything against any law in any of my past actions. None. Even the TBI thing was blown completely out of the water. Yeah, I'm going to be addressing these things individually, as I said I would. But I'm just telling you, the TBI statement didn't have anything to do with me, nor did I actually do what people claim that I did. In fact, when I found out that the photo itself had been previously edited to close the boy's mouth, I took it down and I put up an apology. Is that not what we are supposed to do? Well, you're right there, Rhonda. So I'm not a criminal. I'm not a liar. I have made mistakes, which I have owned and apologized for. I'm human. We are all human. We all make mistakes. We should be allowed to live peacefully on these streets without fear of anyone doxing, harassing, or bullying us. Fighting back, though, has become absolutely necessary, and I'm not a fighting person. When that fight or flight reflex kicks in, I usually run. I don't like conflict. I'm not a confrontational person. I have been backed into a corner and poked so many times that now I'm fighting back because they will not stop. There was like 2 or 3 lives today spreading more false information about me, and it is destroying me for no good reason. None. They made this shit up. They claim that I spliced the phone calls, the UCN phone calls, which is a damn lie. I sent them to law enforcement. Why in the hell would anybody splice a phone call and send it to law enforcement? So they forced me to play the whole phone call, which I did. And then, oh, but no, that's edited, that's spliced. Bullshit. I don't do that. So, is it sites out there that have YouTube? I think your word's broken up or something. I didn't quite pick that up. I am unable to put out any videos right now because of those who've been brainwashed by lies about me come through and leave a ton of hate. I had to do my last live with the live chat off because it was just a flood of bullshit. What are you implying, Dree? Yeah, I know you're one of the little trolls from Purples. Blah, blah, blah. I don't do anything nothing I do is for views, clicks, and money. None of it. I'm not like these people that are actually claiming to call out tragedy pimps, and they're exploiting the exploiters and getting their own money for doing that. They claim, oh, it's so outrageous. Oh, these things that Seth's saying about this child is so outrageous. But let's play it. Let's play it anyway and rake in some more money. That is so hypocritical. You won't find any of that shit on my channel. You won't find any of it on my channel. I stayed out of the salacious crap between the parents because it's irrelevant and it's not helping find anybody, is it? As I said, well, you can be a troll under your main account. So, what? I know who you are. I'm very familiar with who you are. And you don't need to be here. You're not in the right place, Street, at all. So, I wish people would understand this better, but nobody does until it happens to them. There is a total lack of empathy here. Total lack of empathy. And that needs to change. When did going real life and doxing people become okay? When the hell did that become okay? All the way up until it's happened to me, it's never been okay. Now it's suddenly okay, and I didn't do jack shit to deserve it. Good. So, people who don't want to be doxed should be able to say, no, don't do that to me. Leave me alone. And for that to be respected, just like it was before when I asked that lady, hey, look, no, there's a reason, literally reason, please don't do that to me. This is why. And she backed off. I said the exact same thing to these new people, that there is a real, legitimate reason. Please do not dox me, please. So, the base is shit. Yeah, I didn't do any of that. I didn't do any of that. Did you have a chat either? The man, I actually did go back and speak with him. I did. Personally, privately. Prayed with him. Apologized to him for other people's actions. He understood then. Everything was fine. I go back and I make amends where I need to make amends. I knew I hadn't legally done anything wrong, but I still made him feel bad. The whole group did, and that was wrong. And I went back and apologized to him personally. We had no idea who he was, no idea. So I'm sorry, I'm not following you, Chuck. Oh no, I didn't even know the guy who did that. I didn't know him. It was a public event, big public event. There was hundreds of people there, and I didn't know any of those people. I only knew a couple of them, and yeah, I talked with them. But the people that I knew, yeah, we had a good long talk about it. But at the time, we had no idea who he was or what he was doing. It was crazy. But again, people that are sharing that video only have the short video that he put out with his false claims. His claims were completely meritless. It went nowhere. I didn't do any of those things to him. I would never do any of those things. The chanting, throwing water, everything, all that stuff was wrong. And I talked with the people that I knew. The other lady that was standing with me, we're friends. And we talked about it. We were worried about it. We were like, we talked about it. But I didn't know. The one that stood behind him and screamed, never seen that guy before or since in my life. No idea who that was. That was wrong. That was stupid. But people were mad because he came in and just, crashed the whole protest, and he had no right to be there. We had a permit for that time. So, yeah. Yes, he did. Absolutely. I talked with him when they moved the there's a part in my city that has something painted on the street, and I went for the opening of that, and that's when I talked with him. That's all I'm going to say. Doctors, you have at it. See if you can find that shit. But anyway. Still, doxing is a line that nobody should cross. If somebody found a video out there that's concerning about me or whatever, come talk to me. Ask me, hey, I saw this. What is it? What is this about? I would have sent them all the other information and the link to the full video and shown them actually what happened. That video that he put out was, in fact, not the full video. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was resolved way back then. It didn't even need to be brought up. Again, it's just stupid. You really don't know what's going on in somebody's life. Hey, Marietta, how are you? To go real life on people and dox them out is wrong. I have the video clip where Voices actually said, I'm going to find out who you are. I'm coming for you. And then on another panel, she said she was coming for me. I posted all about that on my backup channel. To the people who have put out that content, they think that they're getting around it by going to other platforms and sharing it so that I can't strike them on YouTube. They need to look at the terms of service for those sites as well, because they have the same exact policies against harassment and doxing. I already looked it up. But you're not. Please take the doxing down. Please. You could be victimizing children, and that is really serious. You can go back to the beginning, Marietta. I'm not going to repeat any of this. I just want, I've recorded, compiled, and sent everything. Yeah, they do care, though. They do. Why do you think these people griped? Because they got their harassing and doxing videos of me taken down because they broke community guidelines. YouTube is taking it serious. I am in regular contact with YouTube over these matters. And I know the difference between a review and straight up harassing and doxing. There's a big difference. I'm Gen X. I can take some teasing. I've seen some funny videos out there about me. I don't care about that. I know the difference. I understand the difference. Not false striking anybody. The one strike that I did that I took down, even that was still a valid strike. I took it back trying to get this person to just leave me alone, and they didn't. They still kept at me. I'm like, are you serious? I'm trying to throw out an olive leaf, just people leave me alone, and it didn't do anything. Then they came back and just made fun of me for retracting, claiming, oh, see, it was a false strike. That's not what that means. So I'm not taking anything back this time. Nope. I told them last time, I'm done being harassed. Past review, past talking shit, I know the difference. If you are literally getting into my life and my privacy, you've gone too far. I have called that out when I've seen people do that to other people. It's wrong. Don't do it to anybody. Nobody. It's suddenly now okay to dox people and talk about their jobs and their parenting and all this. It's just stop it. But I will not back down. I will fight harder for my right to be here. That didn't happen, Truth Finder. Didn't happen. I will just fight harder for my right to be here, to have this channel that I care about, and bring respectful, responsible awareness for victims and their families. I am not a tragedy pimp. I have always stood against them. I am having people call me a tragedy pimp, which is absolutely stupid. Scammer, liar, phone call editor, making fun of my appearance, you name it. Making fun of somebody by their appearance is also a violation. So keep that in mind. And I so appreciate all of the people who have been sending me links and sending me clips. Do you feel this rule regarding no doxing includes everyone across the board? Yes, absolutely. No exceptions. No exceptions. None. I don't care if I like you, hate you, if you've done something wrong. I don't care. It is not okay to dox anybody ever. And by doxing, again, that is revealing information about somebody that they themselves have not revealed on this platform. It doesn't mean reverse image their photos and dig into their lives and find out who they are and find their LinkedIn and find their Facebook and Google search them and be an obsessive twat and then dox all that information out on YouTube when they never disclose any of that information themselves. That really is doxing. And yes, absolutely, you can be doxed more than once. I was doxed way back in 2022 just by my name. Somebody who was on critical case side with the whole case in the past, they found my Facebook and they screenshot my profile photo showing my full name and put it over here on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, I respect her very much. She was not given correct information, not the full story, and that's sad. I still respect her. Never gonna argue with her. She's the mother of a victim. I would be crossing a line if I argued with her. on anything. If you point fingers or you're rude to a victim's family, shame on you. Looking at you, Eve, pointing all these fingers at family members when there's already 4 named suspects. I've never done any of those things. Any of those things. So again, the doxing and harassing and stuff has to stop. I am none of those things. Not a tragedy pimp, scammer, liar, phone call editor, none of that. Please remove these slanderous things about me and move on. Please. When I have made mistakes, such as with the TBI flyer, the portion of that I had done that was wrong, I pulled the whole thing down, even though I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't do anything that, like, TBI wasn't talking about me. I confirmed that. But I still didn't want any shade or drama or issues. I pulled it down and apologized. So, no, I never wanted the name of the hotel. No, he told me the name of the hotel. I never wanted to know that. No, I don't think you have me put with the right person. He told me specifically where he was and wanted me to pay for his room. I said, no way. I have that in the text messages. I wanted to know which hotel. I guess I can go into that more later as well, but I wanted to know the name of the hotel that, and not publicly, but privately, because somebody else had come to me and told me, and I'm speaking very respectfully, twin thing, you need to remember, right? I am speaking very carefully right now. Somebody came to me with information that they had paid for a room. However, Eve had also, and I had proof of that under a different name, and it wasn't the name of the person that I was talking to. I was just trying to get down to the truth of who was supporting this suspect, named suspect, because that's wrong. You shouldn't be paying for a named suspect's hotel and food and Uber. That's disgusting. But so, like, this started a couple months ago, and it started with a false claim that I hadn't paid Kara Kernodle all that I owed her. Now, all of this was twisted, and they got me to share information and share this and tell them that and show this. And I was doing the very best I could to explain everything and show everything that I could. But I have learned that if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, because everything that I did give them, they just turned right back around and twisted it up. And then they made up their own math and their own stories with the Kara thing and the phone call thing, and people just believe it. Just, oh, okay, they say this is actually the truth. Okay, we'll just go with that, when it's not the freaking truth. That was why I came to my channel and I did my own live and I showed my entire backstage. Showed the whole thing, showing exactly what I'd made for the live and exactly what I owed Kara. And I was $11 short, but it was only because of, and I showed it on my backstage, that there was like 7 and 3 or something like that. There was like around $11 in super thanks that I had gotten, that hadn't processed by the time I had gone over the donations during the live with Kara. So technically I owe her $11. Technically. There's no way for me to give that to her right now. If you know, you know. And again, I'm not going to speak on somebody else's business. But I certainly didn't owe her 30 or 70 or 150 or 180 or any of that stuff. So Again, I don't know what happened with the reversal. I assumed, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. It didn't matter. None of that mattered. The the money that was actually owed to her got paid to her from me with an additional $100 from another person. I'm not short anything from me unless you want to count the $11. The 240, I believe it was what I'd owed her. She got that from me, directly from me, not minus 100 from somebody else. That's another lie that's going around. I showed my own in my live. Go back and look. I think it's called, I think my thumbnail has like boom in it, and I showed the whole thing. So I went back and showed everything in my full entire Cash App receipts where I had sent the money to her directly, to her friend that was standing there with her because her Cash App wasn't working. So she got all of it from me, nobody else. She got additional money from others, but that's not me. Regardless of what YouTube did, I didn't care. I still kept my word to her. I didn't use any excuses or anything like that. I still kept my word. Even when she said, nah, we're good. We're good. You've already given me 100. We're good. I still gave her the rest when I got paid, just as I said I was going to do. So it's done. But then, yeah, you have to go back and look at our emails and you remember why we were talking about that. So, is there somebody in chat that I can't see? Because that's not cool. Let me go up here. Hang on just a moment and see if I have missed something. Bear with me because I'm going to show you guys something in just a minute, but I'm going to come in here with my other backup account here. All right, so yeah. What? Yes. Jeep Girl, do you have me blocked or something? Because I can't see you in chat, and that's just not okay with me. If I'm going to be able, I need to be able to, address you. I have no problem answering your questions, but I can't see them unless I'm under my other name, and that's just weird. Yes, he did have other creators giving him money as well. The one that I was talking about was not telling the truth about what they were doing, though. That was the difference. Other people didn't care. He told me exactly who paid him what. And he told me what that creator had paid him. And then she tried to say, no, I blocked you? Wait a minute. You mean like from the channel or from me? Because you wouldn't be able to type at all if I had blocked you from my channel. But I just don't see you with my main account. So I'll keep both chats open and try to catch yours. So I don't know if you said anything above where you were talking with Chuck. So if you said anything above that, you'll need to repeat it because I missed anything above that. Yes, I see that now. I can see them with my other account. So they started making up lies about me. And yeah, I'm not sure either, honestly. Right now, with me doing this, I can't really look. Can't go into my, Google account and see, but I don't know. Okay. So this started many weeks ago. Once the other person was pissed off that I had exposed
the money situation. That pissed them off, and they put out a horrible video about me. And then they started infiltrating and turning my friends against me for no reason. None of that had to be done. None of that. They could have just left it alone. They already damaged me enough with the stupid video. So they start turning people against me in a few channels that I was fine at. There was nothing wrong, but they come in there and they start starting shit because, oh, you can't just like me by yourself. You have to recruit others as well and cause drama. And even creators that, were pretty, tough creators, that other people didn't even get along with, I got along with them because that's how I treat people. I don't treat people like shit just because other people don't like them. I treat everybody the same until you give me a reason. I've always done that my whole life. I've never been one of those that just follows along with the gang and doesn't like somebody just because somebody tells me not to. Because frankly, that's immature. And there's plenty of people on YouTube who are going to tell you, oh, don't like this creator, and tell you BS about them just so that you don't go over there. I'm also not the type of YouTuber who's going to tell you, you can't be subbed up any of these channels that don't like me or that I don't like or whatever. It's just stupid. You do whatever you want to do, like who you want, go where you want. I'm not all strict over here with any of that stuff. There are other channels who you even mention a channel that they don't like and they will ban you. That is so stupid. So, yeah, this just, I'm on something else right now, Twin, I'm just not on that right now. Hold on, let me check. I got a notification to make sure. Hang on, somebody needs the link to my main channel. Give me just a second. Nope, not there. Last time when I had a live and I had both of the chats going at the same time, it was quite a dang mess trying to keep up with two different chats. Where did they just leave this comment? And I'm over here on my main channel, the main channel of Crime Sleuth, and that's where I'm at. Somebody said they're watching the live over the backup channel, but they can't chat. That's because I have it turned off. Because it's just too crazy keeping up with two chats in one spot, No, Marietta, I don't believe in mixing any type of drama with speaking about cases and victims. I think that's gross. I see it every day and it's just wrong. People having drama streams with victims' names hashtagged. Like, ew. I'm sorry, but that is very disrespectful to the victims because people come on and they're looking for information about a case, looking for updates, and all they're getting is a bunch of drama streams. I don't know why people are doing that. So, let me look through my notes here. Just the other night, I was literally accused of sending police to somebody's house. Seriously, they actually accused me of that with zero proof and with the very easy ability to find out who did it. It's called a FOIA. No, that's not true at all. Truth, no. Nope, never said that. I said I didn't know what had been reversed. I assumed at first that it was like, I was like, was it monetization? Was it just the donations? I thought maybe we're not allowed to raise money on
on behalf of another person. Maybe that's why. But they had reversed almost everything, and I didn't know why. So, all right. Well, you have a good night then. All right. So, let's see. So it's really easy, and I am going to take care of it myself because this person accused me of a crime. It is a crime to make a false police report. This person said that I had made a false phone call or something to police, and they ended up at her grandmother's house, which was like her permanent address. Yeah, we know the truth about that. And that's because people sent me clips where she said things herself. But I most certainly did not ever make any calls or reports about anybody, period. So absolutely not. And so I am going to have to take care of this myself because I will not be accused of committing a crime. That would be a crime. So, all right, Marietta, thank you. All right, so that's disgusting. Let's see. Not going to get more into this one. Okay, so moving forward a little bit in the history of what's been, because it's BS. I don't want it, period. It's BS. That's just false. I said I have a right to control what's in my chat, period. It's my channel. Tired of people lying on me. So, and I will be addressing that in full later on a specific special live or video on that. All right, so moving forward a little bit, after these people have already made false claims about me, claiming that I owed like $100 and something according to their math, which was stupid. Then they allow all these people to get up and attack me and make further false claims against me. You guys are probably aware. So they attacked me for reaching out to Steve Gonsalves for clarification of facts because he was being slandered and is still being slandered, and it is all documented, being slandered on 2 YouTube channels. And, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. So I reached out and to find out what was what. They had no problem talking to me. I did a video on it, showed exactly what was said, and they nitpicked the shit out of that. It's just so stupid. So come forward a little bit, and the hypocrisy that I have experienced in this matter has been absolutely ridiculous. So I do have permission to play this. This is just one small example of hypocrisy.
Can I clarify something too?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Just don't call anybody.
Hold on. Wait, Laura.
I didn't even catch who
They
said
told
the
me I had
front
to go back
word.
to a live stream, Laura. They told me I had to go back and watch a 6-hour live stream about the cool stuff. So they better tell you the same thing, Laura.
We will.
I just want to clarify something. Me contacting Jennifer Soto on Rover, was it in bad taste? Yeah, it was. Should I have done it? Probably not. But it was really a joke. I knew she wasn't going to contact me back. And if people are made something out of it that it really wasn't. I owned it. I'm the one that said it. And believe me, I'm not the only person that did it. So, but I'm not deflecting. I'm just saying, like, should I have done it? Was it in bad taste? Yeah, it probably was. But, you know, I owned it. And like I said, I knew she wasn't contacting me back. I don't even think her Rover site is still active.
So this was just one item. They were degrading me for reaching out to that father who had no problem with me reaching out to him, thanked me and said, God bless me and everything. And I was reaching out to get facts for the case on his behalf to help him, which he was very grateful for. And I got slammed on a panel for it. Meanwhile, Laura reached out to mother of a murder victim, reached out to her to ask her what her rates were right after they found her baby girl. Came back later and said, oh, we didn't even know the little girl was deceased. And yes, we did. We did. We knew right away. And she reached out to heckle this mother, and nothing, she was not called out for it at all. Because she's in with them now. Make that make sense.
What did you send? If you'd want to share. If you don't want to say, that's fine.
I just asked. I said, "What are your rates for watching a dog?" That's all I said.
When crime policing comes back, and then I'll pop off so y'all can keep talking. And Tia, I know you want to yell at me later.
How is that okay? I mean, honest question. How is that okay? I would never reach out to a victim or their family to heckle them in any way. I have never done that. That's just one example of something that I have not done ever on these streets. Ever. And then there's this little nugget. And this is, I'm going to have to put up a trigger warning for this one. Because this is awful. I will be sharing these links as well in the description boxes below. I have a whole long playlist of things that people have been sending me. And I am shocked. I had no idea. You will be surprised about one thing that I share here. What I have to say about it. So, but trigger warning, this is horrible. Well, own up to what BS? So it would be okay for me to just say, you know what? I did everything that y'all accused me of, and so what? I own it, whatever. It was just a joke. Do you really think that anybody would accept that and then leave me alone? Number one, I wouldn't do it because it's a lie. And number two, I own up to my mistakes and fully actually apologize for them and make them correct. I have no problem doing that. I always apologize when I know I have messed up. Always. But I'm not going to apologize for things either to make these harassers leave me alone, because I fell for that BS with the pledge thing. It didn't help at all. They were right back at it 12 hours later. And I will be addressing that as well, because that was some nasty behavior. So, yeah, I'm just showing the examples of things that are okay for these people to do. But by golly, I didn't even do anything wrong, and I'm getting slammed. And this just gets brushed under the rug. Okay, this kind of disgusting behavior literally got brushed right under the rug. Trigger warning. And this was not true at all. For the record, it's not true.
Did she watch her streams for the first freaking year of her channel? This is a joke.
Granny, you need to sit down because I know way more about you. Like, y'all, did you know?
You know what? I've decided I'm not going to play it. It's that bad. I'm just not going to play it. Trust me when I tell you that what she said right there was so vile, I wanted to throw up. She said it, not just once, but on at least 2 or 3 panels. And never apologized. If you look at my my videos and my lives, I go through everything that I have taken accountability for because I needed to take accountability for them. So I always do when I need to. Always. So let's see. I'm going to leave that up. Yeah, I thought about playing it, and you can go look at it yourself. It's on that channel right there. That is really what she says, and yeah. Where's this other one? Just a second. Not sure which one it is now. There's so many. There's so many. It's like it specifically voices come at me and come at me and come at me and come at me until now she's on a YouTube timeout, which was her doing, not mine. And now she's all, oh, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. And cue the violin. She's just going to do the exact same thing again to me or somebody else. She needs to stop, period. Stop with everybody. She's talked about this video that I started to play but stopped. So, now let me see if I can find this other one, because this one might surprise you with what I have. Oop, dang it. This one. All right. So I have been dogged repeatedly for my 3-week friendship with Bullhorn Betty. I was actually mainly friends with Olivia. Very smart girl. Questionable choices, but I don't hate her. Bullhorn Betty, however, as you will hear in this clip, wow. So I want you to hear this, and I'm going to add my commentary, and it might surprise you, because this was also kind of my experience with Bullhorn Betty in the very few weeks that I knew her. I thought she was cool. I wanted to help because she claimed she was a victim's advocate, right? And hi, COVID. Hi, is it? Oh, there's an S. I don't have my glasses on. Is it COVID's? Hi. Okay, so you're going to watch this with me, and I'm going to add a little bit of commentary, and you might be surprised. I was very surprised when I saw this. I had never seen this before. Once I've ditched Bullhorn Betty, I have never gone back to her channel again, ever. Because she's a piece of shit. As is Molly. I don't hate Justin, though. I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't. Anyway, I'm going to play this. This is their public breakup, January 2022.
Yeah,
I just want you guys to know that someone who is a generous donator to Heels on the Ground said, I'm watching all of this go down right now on YouTube. You, Jonathan, Olivia, and Andra all need to go to Tennessee as a team and get rid of all of these people latching on to you guys going down. They're causing confusion in you four doing your test and getting nothing done. I am only supporting you guys, you four, not these trains of people launching onto you. So for a free
So at this point, I'm sure Voice was going, she talked about me? So we're going to watch a little more of this.
trip, and she is absolutely right. You want to know something? As far as I'm concerned, Heels on the Ground is 4 people plus mom. And if we don't all agree, the 4 of us, we're going to have to work that out between the 4 of us. But now we have the outsiders.
she was nodding like, okay, maybe she's talking about the four of us on this panel. Maybe, I hope.
That are starting trouble. And I'm not talking about you, Justin. I am talking about you, Angela, and I am talking about Laura. So if you guys are going to come in from the opposite.
Surprise, surprise. Okay. This is when apparently in my research that I've been doing, Voices was brought in as a victim's advocate because she knew how to do things properly and knew how to, do the legal aspect of things. So she'd taken a course and had a certificate and blah, 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 right? Well, watch what happens.
Position?
I'm not.
At the fucking 11th hour? That's not going to happen.
I'm not. Please do not think I'm not. This was about this discussion, not the current mission.
You do understand that we believe that these people are wholeheartedly responsible for their daughter's disappearance.
In my opinion,
So they're talking about Dawn and Candace and their big plans to go down there and protest.
yes, I believe that as well.
Now, are you on that same mission? You with us or
Yes.
you against us?
I am with this mission.
What
I
is-
am
what is the
100%
mission to you?
to me.
It's not an initiation. It's just a simple question. What is it to you? What do you think we're going down there for? Why? What are your personal reasons for going down there?
My personal reasons to go down there are to continue to put pressure on law enforcement to bring.
And Justin agreed with her to put pressure on law enforcement. Now, remember, when I broke ties with her, it was because they went to Quentin's home and did all that fuckery there and absolutely ignored my proper advice to go protest at police headquarters, at DHS, law enforcement, where people would actually, where it mattered, where they could be heard, I told them about my experience with my community service that I have done. I've done a lot of it. I've done searches, I've done protests, more than one. I have been a big part in my community. And I know how to do things properly within the law. And apparently, that is what Voices was trying to do. Watch this.
Like, they have an ability to split the two of them up, to put pressure on Dawn, to put pressure on Candace. Absolutely.
I think they handle them with kid gloves, personally.
And if I can do that while staying in the lines of the law and not violating them, absolutely. That's what
I agree. I've never seen this clip before, and I don't know what has happened to her since, but she was on a good track here. Real good track. That is exactly why I stepped away, because they were not staying within the bounds of the law and ethics and morality. But to this day, just because I was friends with her for 3 or 4 weeks, I'm still dogged for it. And nobody has dogged her for anything that she did. She was part of a lot of the bad things that happened as well, up until this date and after. But I couldn't believe I was sitting here agreeing. Yeah, the mission, the goof troops, not one of them, including Justin, have done anything to help move the case forward. It's sad. It's really sad. So I'm going to play a little more.
what I'm there to do.
You look like you're about to start crying.
No, this is what I do. This is what I do in
They
my
are not
real
victims.
life.
They're not victims, and I don't know why you're standing up for them. Like,
Seriously, Molly? Yeah, they're victims. They're victims. Their little girl's missing, and they're not named suspects. Yeah, I heard about that as well. Making COVID vaccine cards on a Cricut machine. Wow. Yeah, I've seen it. All right.
They are the victim.
I
The
am not
victim is
standing.
Summer Wells.
I am standing.
I do want to just put this out there. Even though, yes, we were totally against masks at the time, a mask mandate, we were not against people choosing to wear masks. I wore masks at work. I worked in the medical field. I actually got the full set of vaccines myself because I had elderly parents and worked with the elderly. We were all required to do that, and I was fine with it. I would never create a fake COVID vaccine card. That just I don't understand that at all.
At the line.
Fuck
There's
those people. Fuck
There is a
those.
line drawn right down the middle between victim and not victim.
She's a victim.
Summer's the victim. Yeah.
Babies are the victims. Fuck those people.
I am trying to keep emotion out of this and go.
I could not agree with her more. Keep emotion out of it and focus on the actual victim, which is the child who's missing and their parents until proven otherwise they are victims. That's why I was sitting here watching this with my chin wide open like, what am I watching? I'm watching this could have been me right here when I broke ties with Bullhorn over the bullshit they were doing, playing a crying baby. And yeah, Olivia did tell me they were going to do it, and I'm like, no, please don't do that. That's just wrong. I've lost a baby, and I'm like, please don't do that. You don't know who's around that's going to hear that. That could really hurt somebody. Oh, we want to put pressure on her. If she hears the baby crying, she'll think of Quentin and she'll confess where he's at. You know, I agree with that too, Twin. She goes with the wind. She goes where the wind takes her, and she tends to change her position to fit in with other groups. And I will be going over that as well. She just did it the other night.
Go on fact.
Fact is, as Candace has beat that child. That's fact.
Anybody in chat, is that fact? And what does that have to do with her being missing? To me, it's irrelevant, honestly. When your kid's missing, none of that matters. Finding the child is what matters, period. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if a child has had any trauma or whatever's going on with the family, divorce, custody arrangements. None of that matters. It can be clues, yes, like what we just saw happen with the Kansas women. That was a big clue right there with what was happening with the grandmother. And oh, that's just awful, 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 awful. People need to keep in mind that in this family, this offender that I've told you about earlier has an elderly relative who is a lot like this grandmother. Scary.
Yeah. We only know a little bit of the
The fact is, this is the second child that's
Convenience
went
store
missing.
workers telling us that she allowed the boys to come into a convenience store and to get candy. And when Summer acted up, she would grab her hands and shake her and spank her. Squeeze them.
Squeeze her fucking hands. A little girl.
The
What?
fact is, the day she went missing, the day Summer went missing, she wasn't even.
Now, Justin's about to say something that is not true, and I like him personally. I'm saying it's just not true. This is the same type of behavior that we see from True Crime with Eve, who's pointing fingers at those specific parents, making outrageous allegations about their parenting, which are false. This is the same exact behavior right here.
Even fed before she went missing, allegedly.
I don't like that they can make claims and then just add the words allegedly or in my opinion at the end of it, and it's just okay to say it. It's not, and that wasn't true. They did go out to eat. What was it? Whataburger or Sonic or something? What's the boy's name that recently came out and did an interview? I just went blank on his name. I did a video about his phone recently. The boy that just recently turned 18. He said they did eat that day. But anyway. Right, exactly. Because I'm one of the Biggly Wigglies at it. Yeah, Hunter, yes. Hunter said they did eat. But anyway.
You guys, I didn't start.
She wasn't fed all fucking day.
If she was
I
lucky.
came in giving my opinion on the current ongoing situation.
Oh, I did, but I'm just saying,
It doesn't
you need
change.
to hear this.
And Bullhorn Betty's down here going, yeah, it's okay. I get it. No, this is what she does. She brings somebody new in, and then she finds out that they're not going to go along with the horrific stuff that they do. And if they're not going to go along with it, she's going to make sure. She's probably the one texting her during this whole mess. Who knows? But she's like, oh, I'm getting all these messages about you. She may have been. I don't know. But once you don't go along with them, they're going to boot you out and they're going to start rumors about you, just like she did. And that was why I put out her freaking phone calls, because she's a liar. She told me she had a secret plan with another creator to set up the Simon family and expose everything that they secretly got. And they were in it together. She told me those things. And then she went on her channel after I told her F you. Went on her channel and said she was going to sue me for speaking badly about her, but I only spoke truth. And so, yeah, that's the one and only time that I have ever put out any private messages or phone calls. And that was because the one clip that I sent out got misconstrued because it wasn't supposed to be put out in that fashion. And I'll have to be going over all that again as well. But I did the right thing. I called her out on her bullshit and I ditched her. I wanted nothing further to do with her. So why am I still 2 years later being accused of working with her when those Facebook posts that they went and doxed me and shared don't mean that I was working with her? I was not working with her. I was wanting to go down there to do something similar to this one, keeping them on track legally. But once this one, BHB, found out I wasn't going to do that, she didn't want me there. Gee, I wonder why.
Stories, they're not the victim. They're not a missing child victim because they are the persons of interest in their own child missing. And if they're the person of interest in their own child missing, they're not victims of a missing child.
He did, as far as I could hear in that interview that he did with his dad, who I didn't know was his dad at the time. He said they all ate. But anyway, yeah. I don't know.
Sorry, they're not. That's not my words. That's law enforcement's words.
Yeah, I mean, if they do the
interest in their own daughter's disappearance.
Yeah. You're not a victim if you do something to it,
Right.
you know.
I'm not gonna stroke Dom's dick for information. It's not
Wow. I had never seen this before. But you can see her trying to figure out which way she's going to go. Which way is the wind blowing? Which way am I going here? But she ultimately, you'll see in a minute, she makes the right decision. And just as I had done, walked away from it, or says she walked away from it. I don't know anything that's happened since then. But she was welcomed back into the pro Simon family with open arms. Like, what? She had done a hell of a lot more working with BHB than I ever did and with Molly. Ew. Correct. They weren't even listed as persons of interest.
I'm not a court of law either. They're not
I'm-
innocent until proven guilty.
I'm
You heard that? She says that a lot. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not a court of law. I don't have to treat people as if they're innocent until proven guilty. Bitch, yeah, you do, and you should. People don't understand that when you have a channel on YouTube and you say you're covering true crime, and she claims that she's press, she's supposed to be behaving under the guidelines of journalism and a freelance journalism. And there are ethics involved. But she doesn't want to go by that, so she just doesn't. It's gross.
definitely not on the side of the parents. I'm on the side of Summer.
Summer Wells and Summer Wells only. And we will
Everybody,
get to
you
the
know what?
bottom
I'm
of it.
adult enough to say agree to disagree, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I have my own opinion. You
Yeah.
guys,
Right.
you guys can express yours. I'm not trying to get you to see my side of it. It doesn't change my
No, I get
original
what you're saying.
goal. Like, I'm an adult that can say agree to disagree and still continue to move on for
Right,
the end
of
goal.
course.
I'm not going.
Not anymore, are you? She's not like that anymore. Just because she disagrees with me on something and wants to go along with this lies, she has not let up. Even though she's on YouTube timeout and can't go live on her own channel for like a week, which was her own doing, now she's panel hopping to continue harassing me in the meantime, instead of just stepping back and looking at her own behavior. What did she do to put herself in this situation? She crossed the lines, is what she did. Not on me. Don't blame me. Yeah. I've heard that she claimed to have a certificate. I don't know if she did or not. I have no idea. I've never seen it. I don't know. I heard something about she was the victim's advocate, like a certificate or whatever, but then gave it up, or I don't know.
Going to the Wells property. I don't plan on sitting down to interview Dawn and Candace. I honestly could give two shits less. My own personal opinion, they're in the wrong, and there's no, I don't.
But see, she just waffled right there. In my opinion, they're in the wrong. How are they in the wrong? Just because they're a poor family who lost their child? I could show pictures of my house from when I was growing up. It was bad. We were dirt poor. If I had gone missing, would it have been my parents' fault because they were poor? Money doesn't have anything to do with it. How are they in the wrong?
Don't think that there's anything that shouldn't be done to them to get them to talk.
Really? Now listen to what she says right here. She's trying to stay in their good graces right here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, waterboarding isn't even off the table, but that's my opinion, and I'm not going to express that.
But that's my opinion. Waterboarding wasn't even off the table. But that's just my opinion. I'm just not going to express it. But you just did. You would waterboard parents of a missing child? No. No.
I'm getting a million text messages from people saying, "What the fuck happened to Angela?"
And that's fine.
I'm going to have to agree with Molly because so have I. So have I.
That's fine. Again, I am only expressing my opinion. It doesn't mean I've flipped sides.
This opinion in the other 10, 15 lives that we've talked
I
about.
have. I've just never expressed it.
So that means you just sat there and let them say all these things and didn't want stand up for the parents. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you were saying here? You just sat by silently and allowed these things to happen. We've all seen the videos out there. They're awful. We've seen exactly what this bunch has done. So she was okay with it as long as she wasn't getting called out. I don't understand.
I've waited for my moment to express it. And originally, this was about not using YouTube to go real life on somebody who.
Really? You don't say. The same person who is doing that right now to somebody and has done that to other people between this date, January 2022, and now. I'm not the only, excuse me, hiccup. I'm not the only one that she's gone real life on just because she gets pissed off and says vile things about. Really vile things. Things that are so vile, I can't even play them. So the original goal was not to go real life on people. But yeah, I'm just going to sit there and let y'all do it. Okay.
Worked in the medical field. I'm sorry. That was all. And
I
it's
don't give a fuck
fine.
about those people. I don't give a fuck about those people. Don't tell me.
Woo, Molly, I've never spoken to that person in my life, nor would I. Ew.
Get me out of the fucking house. You're gonna tell me that the fucking footprints is all you can fucking get?
Dude, I'm trying to protect the empire that you're building because you just did a fucking.
See, I think BHB is texting her right here because she keeps looking down at her phone. She's texting Molly right now in this. She's not getting a ton of messages. She's just talking with Betty. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to kick her? We're going to kick her? I want her out of here, Molly. She's not going to go along with us. I want her out of here. It can be, but it shouldn't be used to crucify parents of a missing child, period. That is law enforcement's job, not ours.
And nonprofit. You want to make this a business and you want to make it something, right?
No, it's not going to be a business. It's a
nonprofit. It's still a business.
Don't be going there, Molly. Don't be going there. Nonprofits, she was raking in big money on this case, was she not? For herself, not the nonprofit.
Marissa, you know what? I respect you, but I don't respect you right now.
All right. Time out. Goodbye.
Fine.
Fucking business. An empire. A business. A
This
fucking
is not what we need. This is not what we need.
No, that is not what was needed at all, was it? Didn't need an interloper coming in there telling you how to do things right. So for that one, I actually agreed with Voices. I don't have any clue what she did after this date. I'm just saying I was shocked to see that, and I agreed with her once I saw this clip. I ain't seen no content of Betty's since, what was it, October, November 2022? When she tried to get me involved? No, thank you, ma'am. No, thank you. There are a ton of clips that I could show you, but unfortunately, they're so bad I can't play them. There are so many. I don't understand why other people don't strike for privacy violations and community service violations. Community guideline violations, I should say. Fucking do it. If somebody's out here claiming that, for one just example, and I'll be as vague as possible, claiming that you're doing something sexual with your child around, Strike them. You have every right. That is disgusting. Claiming that I'm racist or assaulted somebody, that I've scammed victims, that I've altered phone calls. Bullshit. I'm not going to tolerate it. Not going to tolerate it at all. It needs to stop. Because I can go off platform myself and start playing all this and link everybody over there to it. I don't want any of this to continue. I'm not trying to escalate anything. I'm trying to say that we can all be adults and agree to disagree and move our own separate ways. What's wrong with that? As I've said before, I will still go over my list that I've made. Absolutely. But you got to let me have some damn breathing room so I can get these things together where I'm not having to go around and hit the report button because these people keep going way too far. There is a huge difference between a review and harassing and doxing somebody. There is a line there. Figure it out. Stop crossing it. You can make fun of my hair, call me bangs. I don't give a shit. But to slander me on YouTube and ruin my reputation on a channel that I have done none of this stuff. Here's another one that I can show y'all. Show me anywhere on my channel where I have reached out to all the victims. That's one of the things that they're claiming, that I reach out to all the victims on all the cases. That's a damn lie. Let's look at the cases that I've covered. Idaho 4, the only person I reached out to that was Steve directly for a damn good reason, which he thanked me for. Let's see. Haven't reached out to anybody on the Proudfoot case or anybody else on Idaho 4. Just go through. Didn't reach out to anybody on Riley Strain's case. Didn't reach out to anybody on Audrey's case. Stacey Wanderer was the one that reached out to me. Let's see. Didn't reach out to anybody on Audrey's. Didn't reach out to anybody on the Murdaugh case. Let's see. Didn't reach out to anybody on Summer Wells case. I've only done a couple of videos on that. Just this one and this one. It's the only ones I did. Let's see. On this, no, this one I just covered an interview that aunt of Brian's did. Never reached out to anybody on Chelsea Grimm's case. Never reached out on the Holloway case. I'm just going to go through here and show you. Never reached out to anybody on the Quentin Simon case other than another creator to ask questions that was relevant to what I was covering. Never tried to reach out to any family member there. Never reached out to anybody on the Delphi case. Screw it. We'll just go through the whole damn thing. I don't care. Never reached out to me on Daniel Cavalcante. Let's look at all of them here. So I'm sick of being falsely accused. Never reached out to anybody on the 8 passengers case. Never reached out to anybody on Rachel Warren's case. Others have. I haven't. Let's see. You can see my content is victim focused. Victim focused. Fact focused. Never reached out to anybody on the Alexia Treviso case other than her attorney to send him he did not have the inside hospital footage to that date. And I had questions about the footage skipping. That's called being a journalist. Didn't reach out to any family though.
Let's see. Never reached out to any family on the Madalena Kojikari case. She is still missing, you guys. I covered the community walk that was held for Rachel Morin. I cover a lot of Idaho 4. Never reached out to Gabriela Vargas. Never reached out to anybody on the Kylie Rodney case. Never reached out on this case that I covered on a DUI death in Texas. Let's see. Never reached out on the Shabusiness case to anybody. Never reached out to anybody in the Carly Russell case. Never reached out to anybody on the Michael Vaughn case either. And I could have. I have spoken with Brandy, but only with Purple on the phone. I've never tried to talk to her personally. I've never tried to interview her or ask her personal questions. I've never interfered in any way. I've done nothing but support her. Never reached out on the Athena Brownfield case. That was a local case to me, and I still never reached out. Let's see. There's a few videos sprinkled in here where I've called out tragedy pimps. You see, I cover a lot of Idaho 4, but I don't go into freaking rabbit holes and conspiracy theories and bullshit that hurts the case. That's the one where I spoke about recently where I called out JLR because he did put up false information, and that is a fact. Let's see. Never reached out on Ariana Smith. She was a very local case to me. Never reached out to her family. Never reached out there. Again, that's Simon case. Mostly Idaho 4. This is where I covered a case where a YouTuber attempted to unalive themselves on a panel after enduring, I believe it was 8 or 10 hours of panel bullying. And yeah, right there, you read it on the screen. It was bad. Didn't show anything graphic in that, of course, but I went over what happened because that kind of bullshit needs to stop. Stop panel bullying people. You can push somebody just too far, especially they knew that this woman was not okay and they still did it anyway. I have done supportive and kind content with Idaho 4, never anything salacious, only supportive. Nope, I don't like Leilani or her mother, but I still was respectful. I had a special guest on here when I had on Nick from AWP. It was a great interview. Didn't reach out to any family. Didn't ask him to reach out to any family on my behalf. Here's another lie that I've been accused of. Avery went and told everybody that I said that all Mormons, was it Mormons? Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember the religion, but I thought it was Mormons. Then I claimed that they all molest their children. Bull crap. I never, ever said that. I've always been very anti-Jared Lysick. He's disgusting. And I called out Betty there. I did speak with Diana, that Quentin Simon's babysitter, to offer her support only. She's not family, although she was probably more family to that little boy than any of them. She loved that little boy. And there's where I said, law and peace prevail on Burkhalter Road. Enjoy. This was about the time that I cut ties with the crazy lady and her group. I covered
the Debbie Collier case, and a neighbor reached out to me for an interview. However, I canceled the interview because Duty Ron suggested that people not go back out to the crime scene. And I understood that that would probably not be a good idea. So I canceled that interview. Never reached out on Michelle Reynolds' case. She was found. Now, this video is the one that I and Olivia collabed on. And I collabed on her channel on one of her videos where I did some voiceover work for her. Had nothing to do with the Jane Doe videos or statements or whatever. I had nothing to do with any of that. This Voices is also claiming that I was the voice on Jane Doe and Jane Doe 2. No. God, just stop with the bullshit. Here's where I called out Gray Hughes because he had put out wrong information and I showed how it was wrong. So what? See, there's where the Georgia couple was going to come out and talk to me, but I canceled it. And then this is like old video that I'd done before I had my channel. It's hilarious. So you guys should go back and watch this. Go to the end and watch this video because it's funny. All right. So what cases have I injected myself into, inserted myself into, and reached out to families? Huh? Which ones? None. I don't do that. There was a video on here. Actually, it was in a live, I believe, where I had a family member reach out to me. And I'll show you that one. It's been a while. And that was where another YouTuber had put out false information about her daughter that was so bad she had to go into hiding. Where is it? It's called Not So Neighborly. I remember the title, but I don't see it. I might have privated it because it was so long ago. Sometimes if something's been a long, long time ago, I'll go back, especially if it's, any kind of drama. Kara was the one that wanted to talk to me. That's the only family member that I've talked to other than Steve. Don't know where that live is now. I might have privated it because it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not looking for drama. Yeah, Steve was the only one. So, well, and Christy, but anyway, claiming that I insert myself in all the cases and I'm nosy and inject myself. It's just wrong. I stick with what law enforcement puts out. I stick with court documents and I go over those. I go over, new information coming out on cases. I don't go and lie about any victims. I support the victims. I have videos up where I try to explain what shock was to people because they don't understand how Dylan could be in shock for 8 hours. But you know what? It happens. It actually happens. And here's where I put out a I was wrong video. I apologize and retracted information because I read a court document wrong. I put out sympathy videos for victims. No, it's in here somewhere. I don't think I would have hidden it. I do tributes, to victims, covering. Here it is right here. This one right here is the one that I go over shock, trying to explain to people what shock is and how it's absolutely possible for somebody to be in shock for hours and hours. Because it happened to this woman right here. And I went over, she came forward and shared her story and didn't want people to be attacking Dylan either. And I covered that. Nobody else did. I did. Here it is right here. Not so neighborly. I do encourage everybody to watch this video. There's where I knew something was going on with the Idaho 4 case, because 3 backdated updates posted today, and it was the day before Brian Koberger was arrested. I knew something was up. I was like, that's really weird. There hadn't been any updates in 7 days, and all of a sudden there's these 3 new updates that weren't there yesterday. Something's up. And the very next day, boom, Brian Koberger was arrested. So again, please stop slandering me. If you don't like me, totally fine. I don't care. You can love me, hate me. I don't care. I really don't care. Just don't harass and dox me. Please stop it. If you have any decency in your body, please stop. I don't want any of this to continue. I just want it to stop. I want an apology, specifically, directly from Voices, for the vile things that she has been saying about me and for doxing me. I want her to encourage people who've put out the doxing information to please take it down if they don't want to listen to me. If you've done something wrong, then you can help make it right by going back and saying, you know what, that was a dick move. Can you go and take that down? What would be wrong with that? I would do it. I would absolutely go back to somebody who, if I had done something wrong, like I did just the other night, when I did something wrong to somebody and made them feel bad, I went directly to them and apologized. I have no problem doing that. It's called being an adult. So let's all just let's go back and be an adult, agree to disagree, and move on. Because if it doesn't stop as of now, I am absolutely going to have to seek legal action. And I don't want to do that. I don't have money laying around right now. But I'm going to have to do it. And then you're going to have to pay my legal fees back to me. That's how that works. Because I have plenty right now for harassment, slander, and defamation of character right now, in addition to the doxing. You can't do that to somebody. Just stop it. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to other people. If you see people being doxed out anywhere, if you see, and again, doxing means revealing information about somebody that they have not released themselves on this platform. So that is not okay. Stop doing it. If you see it happening, call it out. Tell them to stop. Tell them stop, 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 stop. This isn't right. Say something. If you see something like that happening, say something. I always have, and I always will. I think I am going to end it here. There's so much more that I could show, but I'm just going to hold my horses for right now and try to get back to focusing on getting my things together to do these lives that I told you guys I was going to do. Because I want to do them. I want to focus on them. I want to move forward. I want to correct information and move forward. But I can't do that if I'm spending all damn day documenting, recording, all this bullshit that I'm having to do. Just make it stop, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it. I really hope that you will hear me on this, and just move forward with your life. Just because I might not like you doesn't mean that I want anything bad for anybody else. I still want you to eat, just not at my table. If you're not going to be respectful to me, just stay away from my channel. It's as simple as that. Lots of people that I never, ever, ever go to their channel. Don't want to. I don't have any business going to anybody's channel that I don't like. I don't hate watch. So focus on yourselves, stay in your own lanes, and have a good night, everybody. Thank you again for being here. Till next time,
I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much.
Hey all y'all. How y'all doing today? All y'all have a good day.